Hello GMS students, this is Mr. Friedman, and today we are going to continue with solving systems of equations using the elimination method. Now, in the last lesson, you learned that we can add two equations together in order to get a zero pair and get one of our two variables to eliminate. Now, in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at examples where we don't already have a zero pair, where we don't have the same coefficient on either of the two variables. So we're going to have to do a little bit more in order to get one of the two variables to eliminate. So let's look at our example here. I have 6x plus 12y equals negative 12. And I have 3x plus 5y equals negative 3. So neither of my two variables have the same coefficient in both equations. So I'm going to have to multiply, but I'm going to have to multiply by something other than negative 1 in order to get the variables to cancel out. So let's think about it. Which of the two variables is going to be easier to form the zero pair on? Well, I see here that 3 actually goes into 6. Okay, 5 doesn't go into 12, so this might be the variable I want to work with. If I work with this x variable, I can get it to cancel out. What I need to do here is multiply this whole equation through by negative 2. Because if I do that, this 3x is going to become a negative 6x. Now the reason why I needed to make it a negative 2 is I need to have opposite signs in order for this variable to cancel. I didn't want this to become 6x. I wanted this to become negative 6x in order for this to cancel out. And remember, again, we have to multiply both sides by both sides of the equation by the negative 2. Everything needs to get multiplied. Okay, so let's now do our multiplication. Negative 2 times 3x gives me negative 6x. Negative 2 times 5y gives me negative 10y. Negative 2 times negative 3 gives me a positive 6. Okay. So now the second equation, after I multiplied through by negative 2, became negative 6x plus negative 10y equals positive 6. Now let's just copy down this first equation, but not change it at all. 6x plus 12y equals negative 12. Now I can add my two equations together. And now we see that my x's form a zero pair and cancel out. On y, I have negative 10y plus 12y. That gives me 2y equals 6 plus negative 12 is negative 6. Divide through by 2, and I get y is equal to negative 3. Okay. Next step now is to solve for x. Let's take my first equation, 6x plus 12. Let's leave a blank here for y because I already know what y is. I've solved for y equals negative 12. Okay, so I just took my first equation, leaving a blank space for y. Let's plug in the value of y that we found. So I have 6x, 12 times negative 3 is negative 36 equals negative 12. Now to solve this equation, I'm going to add a positive 36 to both sides. And I have 6x equals, and this is going to give me positive 24. Divide both sides by 6, and I get x is equal to 4. Okay. So my solution is 4, negative 3. Final step, which we always do in systems of equations, is to check my answer in both equations. Okay, so take my first equation, 6x plus 12y equals negative 12, and plug in the solution that we found here. X is 4, y is negative 3. So that gives me 24 plus negative 36 equals negative 12. Sorry, this should have been a plus here. Okay, 24 plus negative 36 is negative 12 equals negative 12. That equation checks. Let's go to my second equation, 3x plus 5y equals negative 3. 3x plus 5y equals negative 3. Plug in my solution. X is 4, y is negative 3. I get 12 plus negative 15 equals negative 3. Negative 3 equals negative 3. And this checks. So now you should be ready to begin today's assignment.